You know, I'll say, am I an expert by all means on like how to get girls or anything like that? Or what you can do? No, I'm not. Not at all. But I do think maybe I could still help some of you that are trying to achieve that because I do think, to be honest with you, that with this story I'm going to tell you about, you could learn a lot from because just for me personally, I learned a lot of what the hell I did wrong. Um, so I suppose I'll tell you the story now. So I was in a situationship, as many call them now, and what I mean by that, excuse me, is that essentially I was just like, so I guess I'll rewind a little bit. So it's middle school, I'm in seventh grade. I see this girl. I was low-key interested in her at this point. I thought she was attractive, I guess. So, um, after a while, I kind of asked one of my friends that was friends with her, I said, hey, could I get her phone number? Basically. And he said, yeah, here, now you can talk to her. So I start talking to the girl, and, we kind of, I don't know, it seemed like we were kind of like, I don't know, it seemed like we had something going, is the way I'll put it. Um, and I don't know, I felt like things were going well. So that happens, and I start essentially talking to the girl, and that is kind of what it remained as, essentially, is the point I'm trying to get to. Like, situationships are kind of where you just, like, from my understanding and the way I take it, is like, it's essentially where you just, like, you just talk to the person, basically. Like, you're talking, you're not official, and you just, I don't know, it kind of like just stays like that, where it's like, I guess you just don't really know what to do, because that's what it was like for me, to be honest. And I'll tell you, like, there's definitely probably more to it that I don't really know. But, but anyway, so, like, I'm talking to the girl, right? And so, we kind of had things in common, and so that was kind of why, to be honest. That was kind of just the whole thing because we both liked kind of the same stuff. And that was like, I guess, the whole reason for it, which I suppose that alone is honestly probably what I did wrong anyway, looking back at it now, because it's like, there's more to it, you know what I mean? Like, you have to look at the qualities of the girl, and if she's like really what you would want for a relationship and or marriage, right? Um, so I'm gonna have to shorten it a little bit. So like, a couple months go by, we're still talking a little bit, and this is like probably the biggest mistake I made, and I didn't even realize that I was making it until she started like almost telling me, which I will get into in a second. Actually, wait, no. What I'm gonna say is gonna go with the story if I continue it. So I'll continue. So a couple months go by. We get into school, right? Because I was talking to her over the summer, and basically, school starts back up, and, like, I kid you not, all I could think about was her, bro. Outside of school, at school, whatever, like, just being alive, essentially, and awake, I was thinking about her. Honestly. I thought less about like food, homework, sleep, playing games, fucking like any of that shit. Like I thought more about this girl than I thought about anything else. Um and the problem is that, but also like that I also just didn't do anything because what happened eventually was this girl who I'm not gonna get into because it's also I'm gonna kind of like explain what happened in the end with the girl I liked anyway. But this girl, she said she was a dude essentially, but it was a girl. She asked the girl I was interested in. She asked her out. So um, I heard about that. And honestly, I was, I don't know. I don't know if I was like, I think I was like maybe jealous. And I was also just like sad about it because I guess thinking about it, I just like, I liked this girl like too much, okay? And so I think I liked her too much to the point that like it just made me that sad to where I kind of just was like I don't know. I guess I just like at the time could never imagine myself with anyone else, which is so funny because nowadays I could never imagine myself being with the girl that I'm talking about because like looking back at it, she at least like my current self back then, sure, because honestly, I was depressed, I was a loser, I had nothing going for my life, I had no purpose, I didn't work out, I wasn't healthy. This girl this girl vaped, this girl smoked pot, um, and I kind of look at her and I low key see my old self to an extent because she has like, or at least during that time, I don't know, maybe she didn't, but like, I don't know, I just think about it and I'm like, I don't think she even like cares about living necessarily. Like, maybe she does, but I think, in all honesty, that she kind of just doesn't care. And she's like, I want to say she's the same person that I knew. She moved schools, and I have not talked to her in 3 years. This was 3 years ago, because it's the new year, dude. This was in 2022. And so, yeah, like, I have not talked to her ever since, this event that I'm about to get into. But yeah, this girl did drugs. She just clearly, I don't think, gave a shit about her life, I don't think, to be honest. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'll put it this way. She just seemed like a loser to me. She seemed like a lost soul, looking back at it now. And I don't know, maybe she still is, in some capacity anyway. Um, because she's like the opposite of what I am now. And mind you, I'm pretty sure, an atheist, or at least she was, and I don't know. Like, for me, I wasn't even, I don't know. I wasn't necessarily a Christian. I was like agnostic, as they call it, and I guess, I mean, I used to be an atheist for a little bit, but then I was just unsure, and I also just didn't care. But anyway, to get into the rest of it, I just wanted to give a little bit of feedback because, again, looking back at her now, she's like not even the kind of girlfriend I would want. But essentially, she starts dating this girl and she gets into vaping. She was smoking pot in like sixth grade, which is insane, but she was. Um, I don't know. She was probably doing a lot of bad stuff that she shouldn't have been doing. And the thing is like, I think, I wouldn't say it was peer pressure. I don't know, maybe it was. I feel like it's more so influence than it was peer pressure, but I was so, like, lost and depressed in life during this time that I think, one, I was just, like, running away from my problems and, like, what I knew I needed to do if I wanted to have a better life and, like, be on the road to a better life. And number two, I realized that I think I was almost, like, trying to, not even just her, but, like, in general, but her especially, like, I would literally just try and, like, uh, just see if she could, like, figure out my problems, I guess. And that you honestly just shouldn't do. But yeah, she starts dating this girl, and so one day I get like a picture, I think, from the girl I like. I'm not even gonna say the name of of her and then the other girl, but this is a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie, but like, so I don't know, I like basically said something that apparently was like so offensive because when I tell you this got way out of hand, I mean it got way out of hand. Like it, the girl, the the girl, the boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, I really don't care. But the girl that the girl I liked was with, um, literally got so mad over what I said when it wasn't even that big of a deal because it was facts. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, and so, like, it becomes this whole argument, and it turns into this huge thing, which eventually led to the girl I like telling me, basically, go fuck yourself, we're done. Um, and I guess she was kind of saying, like, I can't take you seriously. 'Cause I'll admit, like, I was kind of, like, stupid. Like literally, I made a lot of mistakes during that time, and it got to that point. And I kid you not, that day, I don't think there has ever been another time that I cried so fucking much in my life, dude. I kid you not, I cried for like 5 or 6 hours straight. Like I cried myself to sleep pretty much. That's how like what's the word, devastated? Yeah, that's how devastated I was about this shit, which when you look back at it, it's like it's not even the end of the world. But I was like heartbroken over this because I guess I just thought she was gonna be the love of my life, right? And so the reason I'm telling you this though is because like I want you to kind of just learn from me because I want to go through kind of what I did wrong and what you guys can learn from to make sure if there's a girl you like that you do it the right way, because I did it completely wrong if you ask me. And um if I had never did the things that I was talking about, or well, I mean, I didn't really talk about them yet. We'll get into it. But if I didn't do those things, then I probably would maybe still be friends with the girl. But I have to admit, I'm fucking happy it happened. I'm happy that we stopped being friends. Because, one, if I want to be successful, you can't be around people like that. Especially drug addicts. Please, get them away from me, dude. Like, seriously, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want to do drugs. Like, you're gonna make me feel like an idiot. One. And two, I honestly would have one, I wouldn't even know this right now. I wouldn't have like learned anything. Um, and number three, I wouldn't be who I am. Like I wouldn't have became the young man I am today, damn near the man I am today, because it taught me a lot, man. And it taught me what I needed to do wrong. It taught me how, just overall, I think, kind of, what I needed to do to improve my life. Because I think after a while, because, like, I low key don't think I could, like, it took me some time to get over it, I think, to be honest, because I just, like, was so heartbroken over it, one. Um, because in my mind, I felt like we were kind of together, I guess. Um, and like, I don't know, man. It just, it took time and it got me to like my lowest point ever in life. Because at that point, I was just finding every way to like, here's what I was doing. So nowadays, I'm trying to improve my life, right? Back then, what I was doing was I was like, um, finding like shortcuts and trying to just run away from the problems and the things that I could fix. Nowadays, I just face the problems, think about what I can change, think about what I can fix, and just get better every day. I didn't always do that. Like what I used to do was I would go to friends' houses and just like kind of hang out. Essentially the equivalent of just like partying kind of because it makes you feel better when you're in that kind of stage of life, right? Because you get to sit on your ass and just do whatever the fuck you want pretty much, right? And just like you just fucking you know what I mean? Like it makes you feel good. And that's the kind of feeling all losers basically want. That's why I was a fucking loser during that time, in my opinion. Like, I just, I would sit there and like just hang out with my one friend that used to be my friend in middle school. He was like the closest friend I suppose you could say I had. I went to his house 24/7 and I was just running away from my problems essentially. I like I just never improved myself. And so eventually, because of that breakup with that situationship I had, and because of just how like just low and just like miserable that I got in life, I got so tired of it after a while. And so um I also was trying to like go to the gym, and so when I was going to the gym, I couldn't always stay consistent. I was trying to improve my sleep, and when I woke up and stuff, couldn't be consistent. I was trying to do all of these things during that time in terms of like improvement, I guess, to where I like those two things specifically though, especially like just not having like bad habits anymore. And I'll be honest, I still kind of sucked, but I was on the right track at that point. And so I got so tired of it, and eventually I was so low in life that what I did was I tried asking God for help, dude. Like it was like my last resort, in my opinion, because I have to admit, if it wasn't for God, and if it wasn't for Him giving me the vision that he had for me, that I believe he had for me, I would have already been gone. Like, honestly, I think I'd already be dead. So, um, yeah, that's the thing about it. So essentially, to get back to it, like, my phone was gonna die, so I charged it for a little bit. Um, I just did so many things wrong in that situation to where the girl just, like, didn't like me anymore. And here's a couple of things I did wrong. The first one was I made her my entire life. And with a girl, you can't do that, is what I've realized. Like, you have to, and I guess it was also for other reasons, but that was one of them. Like, you can't make them your whole life, because if you do, you come off as very needy, obviously. It can be annoying, and it's honestly not attractive. And it kind of also just is a turnoff because it makes the girl feel like, oh, like, nobody else wants you. You're just coming to me. When in reality, the attractive guys and the guys that the girls would always want, they have options, and they know that if you're not for them, they can easily go find somebody else. So that's number one. Number two, the number two thing I did wrong was I didn't really try to make any sort of move either. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, you have to do something in that regard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to kind of tell her you're interested, or you need to tell her just something like that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, do you want to go out? Something like that. You know what I mean? You have to do that, because if you don't, then it's not going to go anywhere. Um, Number three, I honestly just had no, like, dream or purpose, and that alone is probably a turnoff. So you gotta fix that as well, because if you don't have, like, a life that a girl might want, then it's like, what? Why would the girl go to you? You know what I mean? If you don't have aspirations to be something better and things like that, you know what I mean? So those are like three big things. So those are the things you have to do. You need to do those three things. I'll even say a bonus. Like, I probably wasn't even that good looking to an extent either. Like, you know what I mean? I had no muscle. I probably had a shitty haircut. I think, to be honest, now I just got my hair cut recently. I think my hair now looks pretty damn good. So, yeah, there's that. And just overall looking better, and like your hygiene and stuff. That would be another one. Oh, here's another thing. I was insecure, man. I could barely talk to her, I felt like, to an extent, too. Like, dude, I was terrible at talking to, like, I would say guys to an extent, too, but especially girls, bro. Like, I don't know what it was. I just was not able to talk to girls. Like, I was very insecure. So that is honestly kind of a turnoff, because you need to switch insecurity with confidence. And honestly, just positivity as well. That was another thing. I was pretty negative. Don't get me wrong, she was negative as well. But, like, I was also negative. I think for a while, I just, like, I don't know. I just, like, I guess didn't never really had anything good to say, I suppose, maybe to a degree. Um and I think clingy is the other word, like too clingy. That was probably another mistake. I'll give you that. I'll tell you guys, like, don't be clingy, because I'll be honest, I probably was kind of clingy during that time. Um, and honestly, I was just kind of dumb. You know what I mean? Like you can't. You know what? Like with a girl, dude. I think that might be another thing. Like maybe I didn't have any boundaries with the girl. Like what I mean is like I didn't respect if she had any boundaries. She didn't tell me any of them, but if she did have boundaries, um I didn't know that. And if I was breaking boundaries, I wouldn't have known that. And so that's like another thing is you kind of need to you can't break the boundaries you have with people, I guess, so if you had any. Um but yeah, that I would say is it though, man. So I don't know. I hope this maybe helped you a little bit. I am by no means an expert, but I'm hoping that it did help you guys and that you guys can hopefully take something from this because it is coming from somebody who's kind of, in a weird way, has experienced heartbreak. In a very weird way, has experienced heartbreak. Um, I know what it's like. Okay, and so take it from a person who made like almost every mistake you could think of when it comes to trying to get into a relationship. And if you're wondering, why do you not have a relationship now? Because I was 14 at the time when it happened. I'm 17 now. I'm going to be, yeah, I'll be 18 next year. Um, honestly, I don't know. I just, I think I'm more so just driven with the goals I have. And kind of just the fact I'm a Christian now, just God, like I think when the time's right, it'll happen. Um, and I guess that's the thing I'm uncertain of too. Is like, is it really the time? Should I wait? You know what I mean? Like that, I don't really know. I also just don't really want to an extent right now either. You know what I mean? Like, it, I just don't know if a girlfriend would like work with my life right now, especially if my circumstances not not get like worse, but if I have like things that pop up in my life that'll be major, which I think will happen very soon. Um, I don't know. I just like don't really want that to happen, I guess. And I guess to an extent, it's almost like maybe there's things I could improve to be to have like the qualities a girl would want. Like I guess I want to try to be the best guy I could be to a girl, and it's like if I'm not meant for you and you're not meant for me, then I would rather you go find the person that is meant for you, I guess. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like because it does help with my algorithm and it helps out my videos, especially on my gaming videos. If you enjoy those, please leave a like. Because it really does help. I'm trying to add commentary to those, just to hopefully make it more interesting to you guys. And so, yeah, if you guys enjoyed, um, I hope you did if you enjoyed. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I hope this helped you, and take care. Peace.